Hi everyone, Piyush Mittal this side, and today I'll be discussing about longest common substring. So let's discuss about the longest common substring problem with the help of some examples. In example 1 we can see that S1 equals to ABAB and where S2 is equals to XBAB, where we can see that the longest common substring between S1 and S2 is BAB. In example 2 we can see that S1 is equals to BDCABA and S2 is equals to ACABZAB, where we can see that the longest common substring between both of the string is CAB. In example 3 we can see that S1 is equals to AGGTAB and S2 is equals to GXTXAYB, where I have highlighted GTAB because this is the common string between both of the strings, but this is not the example for longest common substring because there is some characters in between the common substrings. So this is the example for longest common subsequence. So guys, please do not get confused between the longest common substring and longest common subsequence. So above example number 3, both of the examples are for longest common substring and the example number 3 is the example for longest common subsequence. So let's discuss about the brute force approach to find out the longest common substring. So what we have to do is, first we have to find out all the combinations of string S1 and all the combinations of string S2. To find out all the combinations of string S1, the total time complexity would be the length of string S1 square and the length of string S2 square. So this is the total time complexity for finding out the combination for string S1 and S2. After finding out all the combination of string S1 and S2, what we have to do is we have to compare all the combinations of string S1 with all the combination of string S2 and then take the longest common substring. So the total time complexity to find out the longest common substring in this way would be n1 square into n2 square, that would be equal to order of n to the power 4, which is very high time complexity if we find out the longest common substring in this way. So which can be improved by using dynamic programming and it can be reduced up to order of n square. So let's discuss about the dynamic programming approach to solve this problem. So I have this table and this logic written over here. So I'll be discussing about how we have to use this table and how we have to use this logic to fill up this table. So first row in this table is representing the string S1 and first column in this table is representing the string S2. And we can see that the second row and second column is already filled up with 0. So there is a logic behind filling up these rows and this row and this column with 0, which is if we observe this block, we can say that there is no character inside the string S2. So no matter how many characters we are having in string S1, if there is no character inside string S2, there will not be any longest common substring in that case. So that's why this row is filled up with 0. Likewise, if we observe this block, we can say that there is no character inside string S1, and no matter how many characters we are having in string S2, if there is no character inside string S1, there will not be any longest common substring in that case. So that's why this column is filled up with 0. So next what we have to do is we have to check each character of string S1 with string S2, and if there is a match between both of the characters, what we have to do is we have to take the diagonal element, add 1 to it and fill the block. So whenever there is a match, we have to update the max pointer as well, and max would be initialized with 0 in that case. And if the block value is greater than max value, we have to update the max with that value. So that was the case when there is a match between both of the characters, and if there is no match, we have to fill the block with 0. Let's discuss about how we have to fill this table. Now we have to take the first character of string S2 and we have to compare that character with each character of string S1. Now we have x as a first character of string S2. Now compare x with A. Is x equals to A? There is no match. Now fill the block with 0. Now compare x with another character which is B. There is no match. So fill the block with 0. Now compare x with another character which is A. So there is no match. Now fill the block with 0. Now compare x with the another character which is B. There is no match. So fill the block with 0. Now move to the another iteration. Now take the another character of string s2 and compare with all the characters of string s1. Is b with equals to a? There is no match. Now fill the block with 0. Now compare with another character which is b. Yes, there is a match. Now take the diagonal element, add 1 to it and fill the block. Now what we have to do is we have to update the max pointer. So max pointer would be 1 now. Now compare b with the another character which is a. There is no match. Fill the block with 0. Now compare b with next character which is b. Yes, there is a match. Take the diagonal element, add 1 to it and fill the block. So max value is already equals to 1. So condition is false. Now we need not to update the max pointer. So now move to the next iteration. So take next character of string s2 which is a. Now compare a with a. So there is a match. Take the diagonal element, add 1 to it and fill the block. Now compare a with next character which is b. There is no match. Fill the block with 0. Now compare a with next character which is a. Yes, there is a match. Take the diagonal element, add 1 to it and fill the block. Now update the max pointer. Now compare a with the next character which is b. There is no match. Fill the block with 0. Now moving to the next iteration. Compare b with a. There is no match. Now fill the block with 0. Now compare b with next character which is b. There is a match. Now take the diagonal element, add 1 to it and fill the block. Since max is containing 2, so there would not be any update in max. So leave max as it is. Now compare b with next character which is a. There is no match. Fill the block with 0. Now compare b with next character which is b. So there is a match. Take the diagonal element, add 1 to it. So max is less than the block value. Now update max with 3. I have filled up this table. Now we have to find out the longest common substring using this table. So max value is 3, which is pointing to this block, and what we have to do is we have to traverse all the diagonal blocks till we find out the 0, and whenever we will be moving to the next block we will add the corresponding character to the longest common substring, and when we reach to the 0, the longest common substring would be the actual longest common substring between s1 and s2. So let's start. So the corresponding value for this block is b. Now add b to the longest common substring. So 3 is coming to its diagonal. Move to the diagonal block. Now add the corresponding character to the longest common substring which is a. So 2 is coming from its diagonal and the corresponding character for that block is b. So add b to the longest common substring. Now 1 is coming from its diagonal and the value for that block is 0. So this is the ending point and we can stop our traversal here, and we can say that this is the final longest common substring between s1 and s2. So finding out the longest common substring using this approach, the dynamic approach, the time complexity is n square, which is greater than n raised to the power 3, and this is the dynamic approach to find out longest common substring. Thanks for watching the video.